Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing my custom LEGO Transformers Blackout. This is obviously based on his design from his only appearance, the 2007 movie. And with the rumours that Michael Bay is coming back to direct Transformers, I thought that I might as well drop this video. So here he is for some size comparisons, and here he is with a half-complete version of the 2007 mold. I don't have the Studio Series leader, so this is the best you're going to get. And here he is with Metagate Drift, which does have a helicopter mode, but it's so bad I'm not even going to show it. And here he is with a Speed Champion set as well as a Creon. The rotors in this mode don't actually rotate, unfortunately, just due to how they transform. And speaking of transformation, we may as well get started. So, like the Studio Series, you do have to remove this tail section, as it's going to become his weapon. We can then come to the sides where we're going to take his arms and just unfold them from the side of the helicopter. And we can repeat this on the other side. Now we can come to the front where we're going to take the blades and just spread them apart. So they should all rotate down to the back. I'm not sure what these pieces are on the helicopter, but they are gas tank pieces from my tow truck set, so we can just take them and move them to the side, as well as come to the waist section, which is going to unfold on this double hinge assembly. And this fueling piece we can just take and fold it down to collapse onto the hip skirt. Now we can take this panel on the back and just collapse it in. We can also fold up his entire backpack now. Is on a just quite sturdy hinge, and it just collapses into that open space. We can also take these pieces out the front and just fold them down. They are just on hinges, and that exposes the circular section on his back. We can also realign the arm ball joints and collapse the arm down to the side. There is just 2 ball joints in there, so you've just got to line them up. Just like that. And coming back to the back of the helicopter, we can take this 1x6 and just rotate it around, as well as rotating the feet around. We can then take the feet and fold them up, and that 1x6 will rotate out again, and it becomes the heels, as he is quite top heavy. We can then come to the arms again and just rotate them down on the ball joints and hinges at the elbows. The forearm sections will rotate around, and then that panel will just collapse to the back, just to give him a cleaner arm silhouette. Now for my favourite part, kinda like the old Voyager, you can just take this entire section and rotate out his head along with it, which hides the Decepticon symbol away, which is quite satisfying. And you fold up his earpieces, then rotate the head around. And that is it for the transformation. But we will come back to the weapon first, as it does have one small step where you just take this rotor piece and just collapse it down. So here he is in his robot mode, and in my opinion he's looking pretty cool here. He is fairly accurate to the movie, especially once you give him his weapon, which kinda resembles how he appeared in the 2007 game. I definitely like the proportions on this guy. The only thing I didn't really get right is that circular piece he has behind the head, as it is quite small and you can't really see it here. Like I said though, I do like this entire torso assembly, and the different angles it's at, and the transformation step is pretty cool here. And here's his weapon, which does unfortunately parse form, but what can you do? And I also like the shaping on this hip skirt piece, which is based on the Studio Series toy. I also like the shaping of the legs, as they kind of come together quite nicely and chunky. Like I said, here's that circular piece. It is quite small just due to how it transformed. I don't think the rotors look too bad here, however they are kind of like compressed on both sides, rather than being spread apart. And here he is with the old Voyager, which he definitely towers over. Here he is with Studio Series Scourge, which these guys are pretty much head to head. And with the entire Decepticon cast, here he is. And this is pretty cool here. Megatron is slightly covered, as it is actually the Revenge of the Fallen version. But I think he scales pretty well there. And here he is with Drift, which obviously does not scale at all. But Drift is an NPM figure after all. One other feature I added is you can take the circular piece off of his chest and attach this cannon piece, which is how it appeared in the movie, and this is what he used to destroy the nest base. And I might actually prefer this over the original chest, however he can't transform this piece as it is too big to fit into the gap. So it's merely for the Robo Mode display. But anyways, I think that's it for this video. So I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I'll see everybody next time. Goodbye.